Jack Whitehall, Kevin Richest, Andi Osho, and our special guest, K Amos. Welcome to Stand Up for the Week, folks. I'm Patrick Keelty, and we begin tonight with some very exciting news. Yes, Robbie is back with Take That, yes! Yes, the lads this week announced that they're going to actually go on tour, and they're also releasing a brand new album. Yeah. Although some fans actually think it's a bad idea.
I think all of us here in the United States were surprised, disappointed, and angry about the release.
Yeah. He's more of a boy's own man, really, but the lads are actually coming up against some stiff competition this week, because this very week in the UK, folks, tickets have gone on sale for the biggest solo artist on the planet. There he is! I kid you not, the Pope live, yes? This is going to be huge. It's going to be like the Michael Jackson at the O2. That's what it's going to be like, folks, honestly. It is. If you want to see a once-in-a-lifetime spectacle and you're happy to overlook the kiddie fiddling, this is the gig for you. Robbie this week said that he's excited about going back on the road because he misses the boys, which, funny enough, is exactly the same reason that the Pope gave for going on tour. Tickets for the Pope are actually on sale, okay? They're priced at 25 quid, 10 quid, and I shit you not, kids are free. Right? You couldn't make it up. You really couldn't make it up. They've also announced that Susan Boyle is going to support the Pope at his gig in Glasgow, yeah. Believe it or not, the Pope's apparently a big fan of Susan Boyle. Apparently he admires her determination and her self-belief, although let's be honest, if you're a former member of the Hitler Youth and the head of one of the world's biggest paedophile rings and you're still thinking you're getting into heaven, I reckon it's not Susan's self-belief that needs to be admired. What makes you think you've a chance to get into heaven, Popey? Eh? The Pope saying, follow me, let's go to heaven's a bit like Nick Griffin saying, follow me, let's go to the Mobos. It's, Honestly, though, I actually think the Pope needs to reach out a little bit, you know, and make a gesture, you know, to show that he loves us all. You know, I'm not saying that he needs to lead the gay pride down Old Compton Street, you know, but maybe, you know, just let George Michael drive the Pope-mobile. What do you think that would... But, you know, if the Pope actually wants people to really forget about all the kiddie fiddling, I think he just needs, you know, a very simple rebranding. You know, if I were actually the Pope, I would just change the name of the entire religion from Roman Catholic to Roman Polanski. And then we'd be fine with it, I think. It's, right? You know, just make an Oscar-winning movie and the kiddie fiddling will be forgot about. If he'd announced that he'd made an amazing movie, I was happy to let the paedophile stuff slide, honestly. You know, if the Pope announced that he was secretly the director of The Lord of the Rings, I'd say fine. You know, obviously, having said that, if you're the head of an organisation that's buggered hundreds of altar boys, maybe Lord of the Rings isn't the movie you want to, you know, claim credit for. Okay, here with our celebrity news, it's our resident ladies' man favourite. Yes, indeed, he's been described as the Lindsay Lohan of comedy. He's young, he's pretty, he's dirty, and he's guaranteed to get a warm welcome in the prison showers. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jack Whitehall!
I'm mainly here tonight to talk to you about what's been going on in the world of entertainment. And quite a lot of stuff's happened. We had Bruce Forsyth on Who Do You Think You Are? Did anyone watch that? It was great. I was so excited to see him on that show. Be like, Bruce, we've traced back your family tree over 300 years. It's still you. But I don't like that show, Who Do You Think You Are? Because it's always really nice stories. All the stories that they have, it's like they've always, unearthed like an ancient relative that was like a wacky inventor, or your great-great-grandfather won a medal during the war. I just want to see some variety. Just one episode, have something a bit different. Like, bring someone on that's like some newsreader and be like, yeah, we've had a little look at your family tree. It turns out you've got a little bit of Jewish blood on your hands because your granddad was in the SS. Too nice. That Inception, that got released this week, the new Leonardo DiCaprio film, which is all about dreams. Yeah. I was really excited when I heard that it was about dreams and stuff. I was a little bit let down, though, when I went to see it. Because in it, Leonardo DiCaprio's character, he can create his own dreams, create his own fantasies. The first one that he has, do you know where he goes? He can go wherever he wants. He goes to France. Right, this is a fantasy. You can do whatever you want, mate. You can travel through the moon-dappled streets of Amsterdam in a carriage made out of chocolate and porn, led by the 5 naked members of Girls Aloud. All right, it's a fantasy. 4 naked members of Girls Aloud. Whilst you're sat in the back having a lap dance for Angelina Jolie, living it up with Maradona, having chicken and beer with Paul Gascoigne and Matthew Pinsent. Yeah, I thought this fantasy through. We're going to need a designated driver. Mental. Because that's where you go if you're having a fantasy. You go to Amsterdam, that's the city of dreams. It is. And like a dream, when you go to Amsterdam, you seldom remember any of it. I went to Amsterdam once, all I remember is waking up in some seedy little upstairs room, just slumped in the corner, pants round my ankles, cock in my hand like a staunch piece of meat. And it was just as the woman in the uniform started manhandling me that I thought, what am I doing? In the Anne Frank Museum. It was also announced this week that U2 are the richest band in the world. Last year, they netted $130 million. And Bono pockets all of that stuff, and he's still coming out and trying to get us to give our money to charity. That man is the most inappropriate face for Make Poverty history you could possibly have. It's like Cheryl Cole fronting a Give Blood campaign. It's not appropriate. These celebrities, they don't know what they're doing. Their association with these charities is just so vacuous and stupid sometimes. Annie Lennox, she's a good example of this. I saw her at a charity concert recently. She came out wearing this T-shirt, HIV positive. It's meant to encourage a positive attitude towards HIV and AIDS. Didn't work. Didn't make me think, well, I'm gonna have a far more positive attitude towards that condition now. No, it just made me think, didn't want to have sex with her anyway. There's celebrity endorsement everywhere. There was another story this week, all right? It said that Lady Gaga had been approached by Twinings Tea to become the new face of their brand. I would have thought they could bring that out with a limited edition Lady Gaga teapot. You know it's got a spout, but it's doing a damn good job at concealing it. My problem is I just don't get celebrity endorsement because it never makes you want to actually buy any of the products that they're selling. Like the most inappropriate one that I've seen recently is this one they've got for online poker. It's an online poker website and they use professional poker players to try and get you to go and play at the website. This guy comes out, he's like, hey, I'm Dave Sexton. I'm a professional poker player. Last year I earned nearly $1 million playing in international tournaments. I play at partypoker.com. I was like, great. I'll make sure I never play there again in the rest of my life. That's like me that's not even good at swing ball, taking on Roger Federer at tennis. I'll lose all of my money. I'm not an idiot. I'll play online poker when I see an advert where the website brings out some drooling moron trying to eat his own foot. Hello, my name's Ray. Last year I was arrested for wanking off dogs' tails in the park. I play at simpletons that play with their parents' money, poker.com. Did I mention I'm blind? You guys have been wonderful. That's all I got time for this week. Thanks very much. Good night.
There you go. Come on, one more time. Jack Whitehall, eh? Yeah. Okay, it's time for our next act, folks. For the last 4 weeks, he's been discussing the World Cup. Unfortunately, that's over. So, but don't worry. Don't worry, there are plenty more sports that he's ready to take the piss out of. Yes, from Glasgow, he's a very own jockstrap. Please welcome Mr. Kevin Bridges.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. How we doing? Good? Is everybody good? I'm here. This is the show's sports report brought to you by me. I'm the sports correspondent now. I don't look the most sporty, athletic kind of guy. And I was always the fat guy at school that'd bring in a note for PE. Please excuse Kevin from volleyball. He's fucked off to Greg's. Cheers. We had the golf in Scotland this week. Well, in St Andrews, we had the golf. St Andrews, it's not really proper Scotland. It's just kind of England with a few tartan gift shops. The American tourists love St Andrews. They go to St Andrews. Oh my God, Scotland is absolutely beautiful. And all the people are so friendly. Then they travel 13 miles north to Dundee. And they see the real fucking deal. I don't understand what he's asking me, but I think I'm gonna give him my wallet and my cell phone. I read a newspaper article that said St Andrews is becoming the Royal Ascot of golf, because the women like to go and get dressed up, but they forget that Royal Ascot normally gets decent weather. Right? St Andrews is still proper Scotland in terms of the weather. You know, you get the women out shopping, getting their Manolo Blahnik shoes and the Roland Murray dress and the Louis Vuitton clutch. They get to St Andrews, they're in the middle of a torrential downpour thinking, fuck, I should have just wore a bin bag. Sport of golf's got its characters. John Daly, do we see John Daly there? Look at John Daly, that is the man. John Daly right there. Apparently, John Daly claimed he lost his entire career earnings gambling. He had a gambling problem. It's quite a shit addiction, a gambling addiction. I don't know, of all the big addictions you can get, gambling's pretty dull. At least if you've been a sex addict or an alcoholic or a drug addict, you've still got some good stories. If you've been an alcoholic, you can tell people about the time you were boozing the whole weekend, 72 hours drinking. You showed up to work naked, stole your boss's car, crashed into a ditch, and then woke up in prison. No, if you're a sex addict, you'd go to sex addiction meetings, sitting there going, oh, once it got so bad for me, I couldn't maintain an erection unless I had a fire extinguisher in my ass and WD-40 on my balls, and I was being punched in the face by a Vietnam War veteran. A Gamblers Anonymous meeting. I remember this one time I put 60 quid on a greyhound and it came fourth. Did anybody watch the golf? Did anybody? Louis Oosthuizen won the golf, South Africa's. A big cheer for Big King Louis. Louis Oosthuizen won the golf. Stuart Sink, the guy who won it last year, he handed back the trophy to Louis Oosthuizen and told him he'd spent the year filling the trophy up with Guinness and drinking Guinness from the trophy. And on the last night, he filled the trophy up with barbecue sauce and he was dipping chips into the trophy. A bit of harmless fun, but then you think back to the previous winners. Now, what the fuck was Tiger Woods doing when he had the trophy? I've been prowling the internet looking for a Tiger Woods produced movie entitled Two Girls, One British Open Cup. So that's been my sports report, people. Thanks a lot for listening. Good night. See you next week. Thank you.
Still to come, we got Rich Hall, Andi Osho, and our special guest, Stephen K Amos. Still to come, we have the wonderful Andi Osho and our special guest, the fabulous Stephen K Amos. Yeah. Time now to welcome our next act. He's the BP oil leak of comedy. Yes, he's caused trouble on both sides of the Atlantic. Once he starts, there's just no stopping him. And so, like the Lockerbie bomber, we're just gonna have to release him and see what happens. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Rich Hall.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I guess it's been another momentous and historic week for Britain. David Cameron has traveled to the White House. That's great. Left his little sock puppet Nick Clegg behind. He got on the big bird. All right, Nicky, no parties. Okay, David. So he went to the White House, and I guess traditionally, when you go to meet the president, you're supposed to bring a gift, and there's a gift exchange. And this is what occurred this week: is that President Obama clearly likes David Cameron. He gave him an Ed Ruscha lithograph, an original Ed Ruscha. Ed Ruscha, one of the greatest living artists on the planet, whose works command money up to, I don't know, $6-7 million. Something that his family can look at. David Cameron's kids might look at it and be inspired to become great artists. Maybe they'll cash it in and have a nice little nest egg to fall back on. Fantastic gift. David Cameron presented Barack Obama with a pair of candles. Is there some universal conspiracy to get Barack Obama to be the first president to ever say, "Get the fuck out of the White House. Get the fuck out of my house. Candles." That's not what he said. You know what he's thinking. What the fuck are you doing? Did you just stop at the motorway service on the way to the airport to pick this up? What the fuck were you doing? Let's see, jumper leads? No, he won't like that. Best of Jethro DVD? No. Candles! So my point was that this whole special British relationship, which is supposed to foster a kind of a sense of unity, and it is a wonderful thing, but you also have to be careful, ladies and gentlemen, to try and stop being like us and shooting people, all right? I don't know how in the fuck Raul Moat got 40,000 fucking Facebook friends who think he's a swell guy and a hero. What the fuck? That's wrong. And this week there was a copycat guy who kind of pulled a moat. That's a new term I've invented now. Oh, he pulled a moat. Shot himself. Own goal. And that may very well be based on the fact that someone looked at Raul Moat and went, "Oh, he's kind of a hero. He's a folk hero. He stood up to the police." No, he didn't fucking stand up to the police. Britain, ladies and gentlemen, has lost a bouncer. That's all it is. He's no fucking hero. Britain has lost yet one more person with the genius to determine appropriate footwear in a nightclub. How many more of these soldiers have to fall? And I don't know why we're caught up in it. I don't know. I watched it just like you. A lot of people here were just caught up in it. It was a Friday night and we're going, what the fuck? I watched it. It's fucking Sky News. 4-5 hours. I'm glued to wanting something to happen. I don't even know what I want to happen. I'm just watching it going, something's got to happen. I pay 13 fucking pounds a month for Sky. Shoot the fucker in the head. Before I go to bed. What is it, midnight? Jesus. And then it becomes just sort of this ongoing kind of, just basically interviews with an ongoing group of village idiots, apparently. They just rounded up every fucking idiot in town. Yeah, someone broke into my kitchen and rustled it and then slept in my bed. Great, police have to round up 3 local bears for questioning now. Thank you, sir. I think Raul Moat stole my prize tomato. Oh, so in addition to shooting 3 people, he's now stealing your prize tomato. This fucker, is there no end to this man's evil? And if anyone finds this behavior to be suggestive or imitable, it's not. It's just, but you got to be careful because I know Brits are much smarter than that, but you never really know, right? I was walking through the West End and there's a poster for Mamma Mia, and this is what it says: "Kill to get a ticket." Now, granted, most people in here would just look at that and go, well, it must be a popular show. I guess I have to wait a long time for a ticket. There's probably one guy sitting in the fucking theater now thinking, well, I killed the box office manager. Firebombed the lobby. Found the producer, ripped his face off from wearing that as a hat. Then I assassinated the Prime Minister of Sweden. This fucking better be good, because I don't even like ABBA. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's hear it for Rich Hall. Come on, there you go. Alrighty, folks, it's time now for our resident internet expert. She's sexy, she's funny, she spends all her time trawling the internet for filth. She's basically Beyonce meets Gary Glitter. Would you please welcome Andi Osho?
I'm here to talk about all the good stuff on the web. This week's internet knob is an American man who... he's designed a car with built-in toilets. This is it. Imagine taking that onto Dragon's Den. Well, what it is, Mr. Bannatyne, it's a car that you can take shit in. I'm out. Or going on Pimp My Ride and getting that back. Westwood, what have you done to my car? Yeah, I think we might have fucked this one up a little bit. It's ridiculous. I'd hate to be the Churchill dog on the back of that as well. You'd be like, oh no, no. Oh, but look at the kid. He looks so proud, doesn't he? Oh, I love you, Daddy. I don't know why Mummy left us. But look, this is something that these two would like, okay? There's a new restaurant in Tokyo that's toilet-themed. Here's a clip from the restaurant. Yeah. So essentially, he's eating out of a shitter. And wondering why he's eating alone. Anyway, you think that's bad. This is also from the restaurant. Take a look. The only thing that would complete that is just sprinkling sweet corn on the top. Now. This is my life. That's what I do all fucking week. You know what it's like? Now, I've got to tell you, right, I am not a big fan of Facebook applications, all right, but this one I love. Fat Booth, yeah? Where it shows you what you would look like if you were an American. So I've had a little play, actually, and I've been playing with some pictures. So this is me, yeah? Me. In The Nutty Professor. There we go. I've done some of the other people on the show tonight, so this is Jack Whitehall. You still would? You're insane, woman. He'd break your back. Look at the size of him. And of course, our lovely host, Patrick Kilty. Take a look. There we go. All right, so. Thank you very much, people. That's been my week on the web. Good night.
Still to come, folks. Chico is in the chair, and we got the fabulous K Amos. Welcome back to Stand Up for the Week, folks. It's time now for the chair where we welcome a brave or a foolish soul who's willing to basically be abused for your entertainment. Obviously, with the latest X Factor editions underway, we decided to salute the deluded hopefuls who dream of one day becoming Leona Lewis. And so when it comes to delusion, folks, they don't come much bigger than this. Please make him feel welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Chico Time! Okay, Chico, the way it works this evening, tonight, Chico Time will last for 2 minutes, okay?
Fantastic.
And then at the end, I'll give you 30 seconds of patty time to come back, okay?
Let's do it.
Okay, let's do it, and your 2 minutes starts now. It was very easy to book Chico tonight. In fact, it's quite easy to book Chico any night. Any night that a pound stretcher isn't being opened. That's because Chico's work diary is very much like Victoria Beckham's fridge. Apart from a few dates, it's completely empty. Chico, of course, is from Bridgend in Wales, a place that was once in the news for its high number of suicides, but sadly, as you can see, Chico survived. On X Factor, Simon walked off set when Sharon Osbourne put Chico through to the second round. Yes, even Simon Cowell, a man who gave us Sunita and Robson and Jerome, thought Chico was shit. Don't worry, not long to go.
That's brilliant.
In his heyday, Chico was the one-man equivalent of the cheeky girls. Yes, who needs 4 little tits when you can have one massive one? Still uncertain whether Chico will be at Simon Cowell's wedding, but then again, it's still uncertain whether Simon Cowell will be at Simon Cowell's wedding. Although Chico has been asked to perform at Simon's stag night. Don't worry, not singing, lap dancing for Louis. Earlier this year, he tried to make a comeback with his England World Cup song, originally entitled It's England Time. And just like the England team, the song did fuck all for 3 weeks. And then disappeared like a mobile phone up a Chelsea player's arse. He's managed it. Well done, Chico. He survives. Which means you've now got 30 seconds to reply.
Right. My motto in life is this. Laughter is the medicine of the heart. And as long as you're laughing, whether with me or at me, it really doesn't matter. Have we laughed tonight, ladies and gentlemen? Hey, when I wrote Chico Time, it went like this. You can get delirious if you take life too serious. And we know it ain't fucking Patrick time. What time is it? Chico! That's right. You know it's Chico Time.
There you go, one more time, Chico. Yeah. There you go. Okay, it's time for a final act this evening. So far, we've already had good looks, we've had filth, we've had angst, and we've had feminine charm. But you'd be pleased to know that our final act is all of those things and more, yes? He's not about the news, but he's about to make you laugh. Please show some love for Mr. Stephen K. Amos.
Thank you very much. What a lovely, lovely response. It's the festival season, having a great time. But a couple of weeks ago, a friend of mine asked me to go to Glastonbury. You know Glastonbury? Anybody here go to Glastonbury? Yeah, some of the young people, the older ones, what? A tent on the ground, fuck that. I don't even caravan. I went to Glastonbury with my best friend, right? And I didn't go there for the music. Oh, no. I went there for the dirty stuff. Yeah. And I don't mean cigarette, yeah? I was with my best friend, right, having a great time. But he was tripping, yeah? But not the light fantastic. I was in my tent, 6:30 in the morning, quite mellow, about to fall asleep. There's a bang on the tent. I open the tent. My friend is there, and he's doing this. He says this, Steve, am I inside or outside? In my head, I saw an episode of Quantum Leap about to start. But being a good friend, I invited him to my tent. He sat on my sleeping bag. He did this. He said this, Steve, is this a coffin? Being a good friend, I said yes. He looked me in the eye, said, Steve, am I dead? I said, the name's God. Till this day, he brings me gold, frankincense, bling, bling. That's right, folks. That's not Argos. Yeah, man, I've got money. Touch me, touch me, touch me. Not really. But please, let me explain. There are very many similarities between myself and the Lord. Oh, yes, there are. Jesus wore robes and sandals. At home, I too wear robes and sandals. Jesus was often persecuted. I have often been prosecuted. And on the odd occasion, Jesus was stoned. But I do love travelling. I travel particularly all around the UK doing gigs, etc. And a few weeks ago, I went to Cornwall. Oh, it was brilliant, right? I got a very special, traditional Cornish welcome. Right, well, I think it was. Although I don't know what it means when the whole of the village sit on a hill and wave pitchforks at you. Is that the same? Yeah, is that the same? No, honestly, I had a great time, a wonderful time in Cornwall, right? They gave me a massive award, right? Because I was the 4th black man to ever visit there. Yeah, and the 2nd to get out alive. I also went to Torquay. Have you heard of Torquay? Oh, I say what I see. Bloody hell. This is this year, I went to Torquay, and on the seafront, get this, folks, you can go into a shop and you could buy a gollywog. That's right, I said it, a gollywog. I went in that shop, I bought the lot, and I set those fuckers free. Run, my children. Can I tell you this little story, right? Okay, when I was 18, I fell in love, right, for the first time, and it was with a girl. Yeah, I know, who could believe it? How times change. And she had a really liberal family, you know, one of those weird parents who let us share a room. And I thought, wow, this is exciting. I had plans that night, right? And then suddenly, from her parents' room next door, all you could hear was budoof, 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 doof, doof. And it wasn't the radio, no. And it wasn't a quickie, I tell you, right? Bloody hell. It was such a marathon, right? By the time they finished, I went out for a cigarette. And I've got to tell you, folks, that relationship ended in disaster. I'll tell you why. I think you'll like the story. We're driving on the motorway late at night, and she was desperate to go to the loo, right? But there's no little chef, there's nothing there, right? So I had to pull over to the hard shoulder. And then she ran out, right? And looked at her face, oh, her face, the pure pleasure and ecstasy as she backed away. Oh, about to relieve herself. That face will live with me forever. Because the next thing I saw, right, she disappeared. Her legs went flying up as she rolled over backwards. Yeah, gosh. And she unleashed what I can only describe as a urinary Catherine wheel. What will I just piss myself? And I kid you not, 1 minute later, she crawls back onto the verge on all fours, soaking wet, with all these twigs and bits of, shit in her hair, because you wouldn't shit yourself. She looked like Lady Gaga. But you know what, folks? She swore me to secrecy. But then she also swore that she'd be with me forever. So, Sarah Jones of Croydon, who's laughing now? Good night. Thank you very much.
Hey, there we go. The magnificent Stephen K. Amos, yeah. That is it for this week. We will be back next week with more Stand Up for the Week. I'm Patrick Keelty. Thank you very much. Good night.
What do the Taliban believe in? They believe in sacred shit. Taliban believe in shit like sandals and beards and keeping their women stupid, okay? And there's a little piece of me that's okay with that.